Record. Okay, we're off and running. So on the left, I've got the content management system. On the right, I've got the website, so that you can see the correlation between the two. So I'll start with the content management system, and that's the CMS tab. That contains all of the pages that currently exist on the website. So these little plus signs, you expand those, and you can see what's in each section. So under About Us, under About, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you wanted to update, for example, the president's message, here you would just go to About President's Message, and I always just right click and open a new tab.
Okay.
Because if you just click on it, I'll show you. If you just click on it, then it shows it, but then when you go back, it collapses everything again. So that's why I just open it in a new tab. So when you open the page, it looks like this. When you put your cursor in, it shows the word edit through it. And that's where you want to click. And that now makes the window active for you to make your changes in. So really, it's just very simple. If you're copying from, here, I'll just open up a PDF file here. If you just suppose you want to just take this text here, I copy it, and I want to paste it in here at the beginning of this sentence. I just put my cursor there. I click on paste as plain text at the top here.
Mm-hmm.
A little window pops up. You just paste your text into it. You click OK, and there's your text. And the way it's right here. What I just copied and pasted in. So it's simple to do it that way. The reason you use paste as plain text is so that it does not, like if you're copying from a PDF or a Word document, there is formatting contained in the background of those documents. So if you paste it directly in here, you would incorporate their formatting. And our site has specific formatting that we use in our CSS. And you don't want to override it because it makes continuity, it eliminates the continuity of the website. So that's why we always post as plain text.
Excellent.
Okay, so that's the one most really important thing is always post or paste as plain text. If you want to change things like here, the heading on each page is always heading 1. You can have heading 2. You can do any one of these headings, heading 5. But what goes on the top of each, I'm sure I can get this up there again. Hold on. That's just my computer. Here we are. There we go. Heading 1. If you want to make even this a different heading, you would have to have a hard return. This is a soft return in between these two lines.
Mm-hmm.
So if I wanted to do this, and make it say heading, let's say I wanted to make it heading 6, it would do the second line as well. So I don't want I want normal. But if I wanted to make that, I would have to go backwards and hit a hard return and then highlight it again. And then I would only have the one line in there. So I'll just refresh the page and that takes me back to what it was. Okay, so that's that. This link here links to another page on the website. And that's another thing I can teach you here. If you wanted to, was under resources, newsletter publications. If you wanted to, as an example, cancel that, link to this page, then you would just copy this bit here. It would be, the CCI southalberta.com, you don't need that for internal links.
Okay.
That's links within your own website, and that includes, I'll show you PDFs in a minute, but links within your own website, other pages within your own website. You don't need this bit here in the front. You just need everything after.
You just put the extension on.
Yep, just the extension, everything after the first / So you copy that, you highlight what you want to which you want to link to. You click on the link tool, and then you just paste it in. And you'll notice that it said initially HTTP, and that is if you're leading to a whole new website. But if you're leading just to your own website, it should always be other, and then the /. And then you just click OK, and you save. And what were we in? We were in President's Message. So now if you go to President's Message, it's right there. You see?
Yep.
Yeah, everything you do happens immediately. So whatever you do in the back end, and as soon as you save it, it's on the website. So if you want to remove the link now, like we do, we just highlight it, click the one with the X through it, and that removes it. So if I save it and I refresh over here, the link is now gone. So if we want to update, if we want to upload a PDF, for example, you can just, again, highlight the text you want, click on the link tool, click on your upload, and then you would choose your file. And I'll just upload this one. You double click on it, and then you click send it to the server. And if it's a PDF, you always want to open your PDFs in a blank window, new window blank.
Okay.
So it's target, new window blank, you click OK, you click save. And then when I go over here and refresh my page, there's the link, and there's the PDF. And actually, I'm going to show you this PDF because this is an example of what I'll give you one of these as well. I do it, I'll have to make one up specifically for your chapter, but it just goes through the basics of updating the website. And I've got here everything all the tools you'll need, how to update everything. That's the paste as plain text. It explains the headings, the linking of information as well. So I'll provide you with one of those as well, because that's always really handy, because you don't want to always refer to the recording, So it's just a bit of an easier tool. So there you go. That's updating the content of a page. And did you want to? I mean, it's pretty much the same thing for all of them. You won't need to do anything on the upcoming events or past events because those are all done here. The news page, news and updates. The news and updates page also you won't need to do anything with. Here, these are. This is your edit page. You can also, instead of highlighting here, you can also just do it from here to opening a new window. It's the same thing. For me, I just always do it from here. This one in the middle is to add a page under this particular section. So I don't know if you're going to be adding pages pardon?
To make a subsection of that page.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like if you've got under the about section, if you want to add a new page here, you would click on this one in the middle, and we'll just call it test page. And it's under the parent page is under about. That's the section we want it to be under. And if it was in the members only section, then you would choose the default members only. If it's in a boardroom, no share means this bit here at the bottom won't show up.
Okay.
This bit here.
The social area?
Yeah, the social area. That means the no share, that's what that would mean. That would not be there. But for general website pages, you just click the default page. Do you want, and is enabled, do you want to be able to access the page? Yes. Do you want to show the page in the menu? Over here, do you want the page to show up here? Yes, if you do. And if you don't, then you just click no, because you're linking to, suppose you're linking, for example, yeah, okay, it doesn't matter. It could be here anywhere. If you wanted to lead to a bio for Andrew Fulcher, for example, for example, you could create a page and call it Andrew Fulcher, and then you could just click save, and then you could just, oh, that's the other thing I should teach you. Hold on. Do that. Yeah, there it is, Andrew Fulcher. So when you create a new page, this is what you will see. So what you want to do here is then put your cursor in the dotted line and then add item. Then you'll click up here to text image, and now you have your page that you can populate. So here we would have Andrew Fulcher bio, and just a bunch of text, and then you would format it, and then you would save it. So if I wanted then to lead to his page, if you want to look at it, then you can just click on up here, page preview. You just click on that, it opens in a new window for you. You can just take that, and I was doing that in the president's message. You highlight Andrew Fulcher, you click the link, you paste it in, you click OK, and you save it. And then I go over here, and now you've got his bio.
So if I wanted to,
but it doesn't show up. It doesn't show up here. You see?
Right. Okay.
And that was the point of that. So you don't, because that's not something that maybe you would want to show. And that's the only, it's one of the reasons why you wouldn't choose the show in menu. That's really what that comes down to. So if you go to settings.
So if I wanted to add a picture to Andrew's bio, how would I include that? Would I just upload it?
You can upload it. It's really, do you work at all in Photoshop?
Minimally.
Okay. In Photoshop, really you've got to have, when you put page, do we have anything here? Hold on, let me just see here for a second what we've got. Board and committees, no, they don't have pictures. Okay. If you did want to add pictures, they would all have to be a uniform size. And sometimes people will provide you with full body pictures. Some people will just give you headshots, but they should all be uniform. So if you've got, maybe everybody then should be a headshot, and it should be like maybe 100 pixels wide and 120 pixels high. You'd have to do that in Photoshop.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me see here in Photoshop. Let's just do photo. So if you've got here, for an example, you put in an image, but you want your image mode should always be RGB color, and then your image size will always be resolution 72 for anything to do with the website. Go back to image size again, and then you can make your image. What you would do in a case if this were a full body image, then you would just take that, you would crop just the head.
Right.
And edit, image crop. And then you could size it. So you would, image size then would be, you would want it 120 height, and then you would want canvas size. You want the width to be 100. See, and then you would just file save for web. And then you would save it as a JPEG, and then you would just give it a name and then save. And then you would just remove that. I think I've got it now in, here it is. There is no picture in it, so you're not going to see a picture, but if you wanted to put the picture anywhere, like maybe here, you would put your cursor there. Then you would click on the image tool. You would upload your image. You would choose your file, photo, send it to the server. And if you wanted to align to the left, or you would mostly, those sorts of things I align to the right. And then you click OK, and then you'd save. Actually, you know what really would help if I would just do something else with this. Hold on. Image, fill, I'll make it with a foreground color. Okay, then file save for web. Okay, all right, so we'll just do this now again. And I'll just remove the picture. I'll add it again. So I'll add photo 2. So I'll try it again so that you can see the picture this time. Upload, choose file, photo 2, send it to the server. Want to align it to the right. Order 0. Space 5. These here just give you space around your image.
Mm-hmm.
And then you click OK, and then you click Save. So then when we look at this page, then we have the picture over here.
Ah, great. Okay.
You can always just change it to the picture. You can change it to the left. Save. You know, whatever you prefer. But that's how that works.
Simple. Okay.
It is. It's all a very, it's a fairly intuitive program. I'm just going to remove this page, and that's what the X is for. So I click on the X, and then I have to type in delete. And now it's gone. It should be gone. Maybe I didn't type it in right. Delete. D-E-L-E-T-E. You know what? Maybe I did. No, I did it. D-E-L-E-T-E. Okay. There it goes. Now it's gone. Alrighty, so that is those two things. Do you have anything in your boardroom? I don't think so. We have a boardroom set up, but I don't know if we have anything in it. No. Okay, that's a different kettle of fish when we get to it. It's basically set up the same way, but just a teensy bit different in terms of settings.
So what is the boardroom tab for? What typically goes in there?
Board meetings and
Oh, okay.
things like that. If you want agendas, I can show you one of the other, what is it? CCI Toronto. Well, I can't show you their stuff.
And would that be on the public page, or would that be under the login?
It would be, you'd have to log in.
Okay.
Because you don't want just anybody being able to see that. CCI Toronto for Citizens Guide. Toronto.org. They have a boardroom that I don't know if you can access it here. Let me just find out. Boardroom. No. Okay, so that would be, too bad this one here is not a good example. Boardroom. And reception. Nope. How about just boardroom? I can't remember the login to their boardroom, so that was not a very good one. Oh dear, let us think. Who else do we have? Oh, I just have to show you. I just have to maybe show you another one that I know for sure has a boardroom that I can access. Virtual boardroom. And a boardroom sort of just looks like this. So you'd have a reception page, which would lead you to various sections that you want. And then you go to a committee. You have an overview page, which shows out where the meetings are. And you'd have an agenda that you can click on. And then we create the agenda, and you have little attachments to it as well. And that's how that works. So that everybody could access that. Then you would just give the link to people. But that's, it's not that it's tricky, but it's a little bit more involved than just updating content on a page, because you're creating pages, etc.
Right.
So, I mean, I do that for a lot of the associations because I'm used to it and I can do it very quickly. Like I could set up a meeting with agenda within a half an hour, where it might take other people a longer time. With reports and everything, it would take about a half an hour. But Yeah, so
Great feature to have.
it is. It's very, very handy to have. So we've implemented it here. It's not active yet, though. So,
Okay.
but that is a possibility for the website. If you ever wanted to do that, I would set it up for you, and maybe do the first meeting or so, and then I could show you how to create the pages. Because there's also a file system. Let's see, we can go anywhere really. If I open up a page here, we go into the back end, and if I want to click on a link, and if I go to Browse Server, then you can see all of our files and images are saved here in the back end. You can access anything.
Okay.
So for all the newsletters, I have them in a specific folder. Now, under files, you might have boardroom, and under boardroom, you might have another subfolder called board meetings or just meetings. And then they would have um, dates. You know, if you've got say, on October 5th, 2017 meeting, you would create a folder for that and put all your reports for that meeting in that folder, because it just organizes everything better. You don't want everything all just in one large, you'd never find anything. Right? You would never find anything. This is just,
No.
it's like a filing system you have in your filing cabinet. You know, you don't have all your meetings in one giant folder. You have them divided into specific meetings, right?
Yeah, I do that now for the documents that are going out. So if somebody they missed May, for example, I can go back to May and just send them the whole package. So
Right, that's perfect, and that's the basic idea of what the back end here can do. It's just your filing system. Like I say, here is where all the newsletters are posted. You could put them here, but you know, it might not be. It would just get lost. And this way,
yeah.
they're all compartmentalized. You want to know a newsletter specifically, you go to this folder for all your newsletters. So that's just what we call the CK Finder, and that just where all the files are stored.
And that file folder can be obviously have additional folders placed into it. So under newsletter, I could do 2017 and then have the spring information in there.
You could, but you don't want to make it too complicated. You know,
I'm just thinking over time that, you know, you have 15 years worth of newsletters. You want to be able to search them by year.
If you do that, then
or is there a way to search
that would change the links on the newsletters page. Because right now when you click on a newsletter, it goes to files, newsletter, files, newsletters, and then your newsletter. But if you're going to put another year in here, like you then have to then add here 2016 / right?
Okay.
Because if you don't do that, then the link won't work. If you move things around, like you could do it. Like if you just here, you click new subfolder, and then you type 2016, okay, and then you could just, if this is 2017, this is fall 2016, so you could just take it then and just move it, just drag it over, copy here or move here, then you would move it.
Okay.
Oh, you can't do that actually. Sorry, it says that function is disabled for the demo version. You can't do that. What if you copied it over? Could you copy it over? If you can't do it this way,
it's not a huge thing right now. I'm just thinking, kind of down the road, but where there's not a lot in there at the moment, it's not a difficult thing, and it could always be updated later.
That's right.
And enabled. Yeah.
Right now I've copied it into there, so that's fall 2016. Fall 2016. Should still be here.
So I guess I'll go where I was going with that is under the boardroom information. You had indicated that there would be obviously multiple different dates and things. I guess that's where I had taken that from to be able to put it into another folder to use. But
right. I mean, I would just leave newsletters as it is, but for here, for example, files, I'll create a subfolder now called boardroom. Okay, so click OK. So there's our boardroom folder. Now, if we have a meeting under there, like if you've only got, you can have a general. Most boardrooms have a general information section and board meetings section. Unless you've got committees then as well, then you can have a different section for each committee. So if you were going to have, I could create a new subfolder under that called general information or general info. And always don't have just regular spaces. When you create file folders, always put a hyphen in between, but don't leave a space because the space here will show up as %20, which is annoying to look at. So if this, for example, this was a space, it would look like that.
Oh, okay.
And I just hate that. It doesn't render a space. It just will not show a space. It has to fill it with something. And if you don't fill it with a hyphen, then, I mean, I just think this looks so much cleaner than a %20. So always have, in any folder that you create, always have a hyphen in between instead of a space. So we'd have a general info, and then we could have another one, another subfolder for meetings. And then under meetings, you would have, let's suppose you were having a meeting for October 2, 2017. Actually, you can't do that. It would be October 2, 2017. You click OK. And then you would put all your reports for that in here. And that way everything is stored properly. I'm just going to remove that one because there's no point in keeping it. But I might just keep those two for fun because we're going to need them eventually, maybe.
Absolutely. And we're not quite there yet, so it's good to know that feature's there. So
yeah. Okay, so that we've got. Alrighty. And all PDFs are always open in a new tab. What else do we need here? Should we go back over the events and the news items quickly?
Absolutely.
Okay, so events. If we want to go back here to events, upcoming events, go to the events tab here in the back. And if we want to create a new event, we just click on create new event. You add your title, seminar, condo updates or something, I don't know. And here is your spot where you'll keep all your information. So this is, if we want, this will be the seminar, condo updates, date, time, place, text. And we can just put most of that there. So we would do that. Okay, and we don't really need to add the date because the date will be down here. So we can just put time, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. place, local hotel, I don't know. Okay, and it would be a seminar. So you wouldn't need to put that up here either because it would be a seminar, and then you would put the date would be, let's say August 24th, and here you want to call this condo update, so you put a heading in. What's going to show up here, condo updates, is going to be your big blue heading.
Mm-hmm.
Seminar will be your little black part and the date will be in gray. So when you click on that, again, it's the same thing. Your date is gray. It's a seminar. It'll give us the date, the seminar condo updates. Actually, you don't need the word seminar then. You would just do condo updates. And then you wouldn't need that here either because that's the title up there. So then all you need is this information here. You do time, old, place, and submit. So then when I go to upcoming events, there's my condo updates. And there it is. So we've got our date, the seminar, it's condo updates, the time, the place, and our text.
Okay. I have a couple questions for you, if you wouldn't mind going back to where we were editing the event.
Oh, okay, hold on. This one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we use a registration system
Okay.
for our events. Is there a way to put a link in the body as opposed to
Absolutely.
a link at the top, and therefore we get the information and people can go directly there without eliminating all of the text body?
Well, you can. You would just put the link in up here. Also, what you can do is to register, please click here. And then you would click here and make that a link.
Okay.
And again, if it's to an external website, then you keep the HTTP. If it's to a PDF, you can just upload it like we do the others.
Okay.
You choose your file, and you send it to the server. Yeah, I know, it's the same one. And you click OK. And if it's a PDF again, it would be target blank. And you click OK, and you click submit, and then here it is. You see?
Super.
So yes, it's actually a really good idea. That way you've got all the information here that you want, and then they can still register to it, as opposed to just sending them to a link. And you can do that as well, but like you say, if you do that, then there's no need for any of this information. Because as Michael said, if you put a link up here, it eliminates, it will override whatever content is here. So it will disregard it and take you directly to the link. So if you want a registration link incorporated with your text, you can just add it to the body here.
Super. That will work perfectly.
So. Okay. So I'm going to just delete this because it's not a real event. So we don't want people to see that. Okay, so we're back to that. Okay, and news and updates works the same way. Well, this one here is live, but let's take a look at it. So you just give okay, news and updates. Why don't we just go there? And that's Service Alberta's upcoming open houses. Okay, so that, like I say, our title shows up in nice big blue. The date posted shows up here. And if we want to make it active, we make it active. And it just shows here all of our content. There are links. There are links that show up right here. So everything that you see here, this, for example, if you wanted to post a bullet list, you would just use the little thing here. If you wanted to make it a numbered list, you just click on the numbered list. If you wanted to indent, you would click the indent. Like I say, bold, italics. We generally don't use underline because underline usually indicates that it's a link. But for us, our links are also blue. Here they just show up as blue. So I guess here, if you wanted to do condo laws, you could use the underline feature. And then that would just show here as an underline.
So the information what I'm editing is very much what I'm seeing on the website anyway.
It's exactly what you see.
Yeah.
If
So
you
I'm
wanted to see the source code, this is all the code. But that doesn't mean anything. If you're not comfortable with code, then I would not use that. This is just what you call the WYSIWYG editor. It's just like working in Word format in a Word document.
what you see is what you get.
Yeah, yeah. So any sort of this is all of your formatting tools are over here. Like I say, also if you wanted to change the color of something, so you've got an important date you want to make red, or new, the word new, and you want to make it red so it stands out. You just highlight it and you click on, this is the text color, and you click on that, and you can choose any of these colors, but we always use for our websites CC000, which is always cancel that. Okay, so I want to leave it. Okay, so we click on that, you highlight it, you click on more colors, and it's the one in the middle. And then you click OK, and there it's red. It's very simple. If you wanted to highlight it, you would go to the highlighting text tool and you would click whatever color you want, and there you go. It's super simple. There we go. So that is news and events. Events and news are really done in the same way. If you want to have a horizontal line, suppose this is, let's go back to events. Let's go here. See here, for example, save the date was in red, right?
Yep.
If you want to then have a separate section for register or for anything, if you have register now and you want that in a bit separated, you can add a horizontal rule in between. That's this feature over here.
Perfect.
What is this one? Yeah, so that would be just a horizontal rule. If you like that, some people do, some people don't. But if you're going to do it, just always be consistent in the website with the way you set things up. It just makes continuity of the site much better.
Yeah, it's cleaner.
And it's cleaner and it's more visually pleasing. It doesn't confuse people. Then it's like I said, it's just overall a cleaner way to do things. But yeah, so the events, the news are updates are done the same way that you do anything else in the website.
Okay. I had mentioned earlier in an email that we'd be looking at doing a sponsorship page. If I was to add a tab, it would be fairly simple with the content manager just to add the page as you have there and be able to have it that would provide it as a different tab.
Oh, you don't want to add anything up here because this is full. So what you want to do, if you're going to add anything, it has to be under one of the existing sections.
Okay.
Maybe under about. Sponsorship, I would maybe do under about, or resources, one or the other. But if you're going to do that, then you would just, suppose we did it under about, and you would just click that, and this would be sponsorship. You gotta write it out, sponsorship. Okay, and then default, and you would want to show that, so you would click that. Again, add item, text and image, and then you would just write sponsorship, and then your text. But you would have this then as heading, and you would save it, and it would show up here like that. And I don't know, would you be adding logos, or is it just about sponsorships?
The thought is right now is that we would be doing logos.
Okay.
The different levels of logos that we have,
Okay.
and then we would also have sponsorship information there should somebody, or underneath as a separate link.
Okay.
Somebody was interested in becoming a sponsor.
Right. Okay. I would suggest that if you're going to do that, it's going to look, I would suggest that you give that to us to do, to start.
Okay.
Just because the setup for a sponsorship page, I don't know if we do it in a table format. This is another thing I wanted to show you actually. Hold on. There's a style sheet which I'm going to give you as well. This is all the styles that we use on our website. This will give you a very clear indication of how things work on the website and how things should look. For sponsorships, we have things we can put them in boxes, or we can put them in a table format. But it's something that I think specifically that page would have to be set up by us. Any sort of plain text you can do yourself, but this is sort of, it would really require special formatting for all the logos. Let's see if I can find another. I just can't think of any other example right now. There's so many ways that it can be done. Let's see if UPS. Let's see if this one has sponsorship anywhere. Mm-mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, something
So you
similar to
get,
that.
yeah, this sort of
Opportunity.
thing, right? This,
Yeah,
you would,
exactly.
and that's something we would, quite honestly, I think it's best that we would set this sort of thing up. That requires a bit of code, and it just makes it look nice in the beginning, and then I could show you how to do it. But you would require a bit of code for that.
Okay.
But generally speaking, I like the way they're set up in little boxes like that. There are special codes for that, which we don't have at the moment for this website, but which we could implement easily. But so I will give you this link as well. I can write that down. Link to style sheet. Then I'll provide you with that when I provide you with the PDF of the of how to update the website. Okay.
Terrific.
And is there anything else?
I have one question. I couldn't find the login for members on our site. And I don't know if I'm just not looking in the right spot. I thought it would be either at the top of the page or at the bottom, and I don't see it off the home page.
Okay, so how do you log in here? Is there any section where you would log in? Is there any?
Well, we had a members only section on the other website, which was supposed to be carried over to this one, and then we needed to go
Members only materials.
log into the national site.
Resources. It's under resources. Members only materials.
Oh,
That
okay.
page. It's under resources, but if I'm not logged in, members only. A second, hold on. Gotta log in again. So CMS, members only materials. That's under resources. If it's members only, it should be accessible to members only, right?
Right, but at the moment, there's not it's not.
No,
You don't have to log in order to see that page.
no, you do now because I just switched it. So now you do. So now if I log in, come on, members only materials. Oh, it's still loading. That's why. I may have confused the system. So what I did is, in order to do that, it was the members only materials. I opened the page, and in settings, okay, it's just it's just taking a moment to load. It might be my internet connection. Can you still hear me? Hi, Elaine. Can you hear me? Elaine? Elaine?
Oh, there you are.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that. Lost connection somehow. I don't know why. I don't know
That's
where
quite
we.
all right.
I'm so sorry about that. That's that's such an inconvenience. Okay, where did we leave? I was explaining something, and I don't remember what.
We had just made the member login live.
Oh, that's right. Okay. So what I did is I went into resources. I went to the members only materials page, and I went into settings, and I clicked in here roles, members only. So now the members only can see, only members only can see it. So you have to log in order to see it. So if I log out now of here,
Mm-hmm.
I log out and then go into resources, members only materials. Now when I log in, you have to log in to see the page. So
Oh, true.
my bad.
Okay.
I guess I forgot to set that permission before. So
No, that's great.
that is all okay now. Yeah, so that's glad you raised that. So if you were going to do anything everything under members only comes here then. All right, is there anything else you can think of?
No, not at the moment. As I mentioned a little while ago, I do have a couple of events that I'd like to post
Okay.
up, and so I will try and
We could
do
go
that.
through it together if you like.
Sure.
Um, I'll stop recording at this point and then I can switch over and maybe see your computer and see if that works. But I will stop recording at this point. I'll provide you with a recording of this whole session and I'll also provide you with a PDF. I'm hoping I'll get that all done today, a PDF of generally how to do updates, and I'll provide you with a link to the style sheet as well. Okay,
Fantastic. I
so
appreciate that.
I'm just going to stop recording now.